We're Kim and Al. Last year, we made some pretty big changes. We retired, sold our house in the city, and moved north to an old farm homestead at the end of its life. Our plan is to build an off-grid home ourselves. This year, with our solar and septic systems completed, as well as basic four-season shelter, we're ready to take on the challenge of building our forever home. We're excited to share our experience as we continue to create this new life on the North River.
whatever. What is on your mind? This is my kind of thing, so what you say? There's no tomorrow, it's too far away. 'Cause ooh, here's what we gon' do. Take it to the limit, there's no other way. And ooh, with you by my side, dive into the ocean, let me be your guide. If tonight never comes again, I don't mind. This is not the end, so come with me and just enjoy the ride. If we're gonna do what you gotta lose. What you gotta lose. Don't you care about what people have to say? Let's do whatever, we'll do it anyway. So come with me, are you being shy? Some call me crazy, but it's alright. 'Cause ooh, here's what we gon' do. Take it to the limit, there's no other way. And ooh, with you by my side, dive into the ocean, let me be your guide. If tonight never comes again, I don't mind. This is not the end, so come with me and just enjoy the ride. If we're gonna do what you gotta lose. What you gotta lose.
Heyo!
Hi guys. So we got our last 4 windows in this week. Super pumped.
There are 4 lights. That's for the Star Trek fans.
Yeah. This makes such a big difference. It's so bright in here. It's so funny because we've gotten so used to the way it is in here, even with that window.
The first one, on the east side, the big one.
Yeah, there would be days where we were like, oh, we got to make sure that the lights are out there, and because we were so used to,
get fooled into thinking that I've constantly left the lights on when I thought I was being so diligent.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just and time will tell. But so far, the whole passive house style shading seems to be working. So again, the overhang that we have is at such it's measured and set up so that in the winter right now, where the sun is lower in the sky, if we pan the camera around, you can see it's shining directly into the building, which brings heat in, brings light in. And then in the summer, when the sun is higher in the sky, then the angle that it'll be shining down will hit the overhang, and that will provide shade. So one of the things, and again, we're not affiliated with Passive House, and this is not a Passive House rated house, but just borrowing from only that strategy seems to have made a big difference. And the other thing too to mention is that our clerestory windows, the 4 windows that we just put in, are double glazed, not triple glazed. So the one on the eastern side, triple glazed, that gives us all kinds of insulation. It's the biggest window too, so we don't want a bunch of heat loss. But because we're looking to get light and heat in the winter, we've got double glazed on the clerestory windows. And then again, in the summer, we won't have the sun directly shining on them or through them, so we should have some kind of temperature regulation.
Yeah.
But we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. And we got the fan in, which we're really pleased with. We actually, when we bought it, our plan was to paint it black. But the longer that we have it up, the more that I like the way it looks in here. And, we'll see. We might still take it down and paint it black, but...
Yeah, we're going to paint it like stovepipe black, like a flat black, but it's like brushed nickel, and like bottom, kind of on the low end of the expense fan, right? Not necessarily the least expensive, but it's got reverse, which is really the only feature really wanted. Most of them come with remotes anyways, but we just wanted reverse because, in the winter you run it so that it's sucking air up from the middle, up to the ceiling and across, and then down the walls. So, especially because we've got really cold weather up here right now. We still have quite a cold snap. I guess it's not a snap when it lasts this long, but it's the hot air is going up to the ceiling, and we didn't have anything to bring it back down, and so we were having to
have more fires, and we're noticing that it's a lot better with the fan now, like that it's really
it's just evenly distributed too, so it's nice. Like and again, like anytime we've had to go up onto the trailer just to check on the vents or whatever, it's a good 10-15 degrees hotter up there, like really uncomfortably hot, right? So if it's like 76 in the main part, it's like 80, almost 90s.
Yeah.
So now it's kind of even, and again, like you mentioned, we don't have to burn as much wood, a little more efficient. And it'll be nice to have in the summer, I'm sure, as well, since we won't really have air conditioning unless we run our propane generator, because we only have a 15 amp service to the trailer, and the air conditioner takes 30 amps.
Yeah. So then the last thing that we did this week was we finally got the screen for our window. So I don't think I mentioned it last video, but what happened when we picked up our windows that we didn't realize that there was a scratch and a bit of a hole on the screen of the big window.
Yeah, it looked like almost like a piece of white like grease pencil or something had been scored across it, but
so that's our fault for not noticing.
Yeah.
But when we called them, they were really good. They said, are you going to be around? Are you going to be coming down? And we said, no, we're 8 hours away. We really aren't going to be coming down anytime soon.
Yeah,
so
they spent $150 in gas to pick up a $20 screen or whatever.
Yeah. And so he's he was really good about it. There was no problem. He said that they'd build us a new one and send it up within the week. And so we did get it. The only disappointing thing was when we did get it, it was a little bit too small because they obviously didn't have the window to measure it against.
So they built it from the measurements, and the one side was too short, so the corner would just flop out. It would not stay fixed. Yeah. And on top of that, it got damaged in shipping. So for all of the best intentions, they had bent it on the one side, and like with that kind of like aluminum, form channel, whatever, you can't really straighten it out. It just warps, and it looked pretty crappy.
Yeah,
pretty disappointed.
So a little bit of a lunchbox letdown there, but we decided to basically take the old frame that we put in the farmhouse as a backup, and just take the new screen out of the one that they sent us and put that into the old frame that does fit. And that was a good 4 hours.
That was an endeavor, about four hours or so, because I knew how to do it, like I knew how it worked, but I'd never done it, and certainly not on a 5x4 window. So when we started, like, you got that little black strip of plastic spaghetti, right, that you lay the screen across the frame, then you push that spaghetti into the groove, and that pushes the screen in and wedges it and holds it in place, and then you tension it and do it on the other side and go all the way around. But because of the size of this thing, what we didn't realize when I finally got it all pushed in and ready, I thought, to install, I had pulled the screen too tight, and it basically was bowing on all sides. So the corners fit, but then by the time you get to the center of the window on either the top, bottom, side, or side, we had like about a eighth of an inch, almost quarter-inch gap. So had to take it down again, pull out all the spaghetti, which is tedious. I don't have the right tool. I think there's like a little, it looks like a little pizza cutter that'll push it right into place, but I'm literally using a square Robertson bit and a screwdriver, pushing it in like 1 inch at a time. Yeah. So, anyways, we did get it done. We took it apart, like, at least I think I undid it at least 2 or 3 times before we got it right. Yeah. And I used a level to hold the frame straight so that it wouldn't bow, and I put a little bit of tension on. And I have a lot of respect for some of these things. You think it's going to be super easy, and it's like, no, like, everything probably takes a lot of practice before you get really good at it. And I'll bet you, watching the folks in that factory, it's probably a real treat, because they probably just rip right through it like nobody's business. Yeah. I do not. I'm slow.
But we're really pleased with the way that it turned out.
Yeah, it worked out.
And it looks great. We're really happy with the windows. So on to the next. And today we're just going to be doing a little bit more of our chores. We still have to get some more wood cut and brought in here to dry, and maybe
bring up some Jack and Jill got to go fetch a pail of water, bring up some water. Yep.
But
that's our boring life.
Our wonderful boring life.
Yeah.
So have a good day, guys.
Ciao. Peace.